Hello and welcome to NPC Next Portable Console. This is a special breaking news edition. All about. We're coming at you live. Well, not live, but we're coming at you with the Switch 2, Federico.
Yes, this is a classic YouTuber reaction video.
It is.
We are.
Wait, everyone make a thumbnail face. Great, perfect.
So yes, we thought the Switch 2 was just formally, officially announced. I have some initial thoughts. There are a couple of surprises. The console is pretty much exactly what we were expecting, down to the color combination and some details.
Right.
There are a couple of things that I wanna talk about. So, in any case, the Switch 2 is called. First of all, it's called Nintendo Switch 2. We don't know basically anything else in terms of pricing, in terms of release date.
Right.
We know there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on April 2nd.
Right.
Yes. The day after April Fool's Day. Very important.
Very important.
Very important.
Yes.
We know that this console is bigger because Nintendo just put out. First of all, I thought it was funny that they did not do a creepy Mario peeking from behind the curtain teaser last night. They just dropped a video this morning saying an update from Nintendo. It's like, well, you see that video without knowing anything. You think, oh, this company is shutting down. Like, there's an update from Nintendo.
Yeah, Switch 2 canceled. That's it, actually. First one was good enough.
Yeah. They have this video, no voiceover, just an animation showing first generation Nintendo Switch sort of morphing, getting bigger, bigger Joy-Cons, bigger display, all dark black color, which is interesting. I wonder if there'll be more color variations. But in any case, just to give you a summary, they show the Joy-Cons that were leaked all over the place in the past few weeks. They have a new magnetic attachment design. They have a drop of color underneath each thumbstick, blue on the left, red on the right. Similarly, the new Joy-Cons have a colorful attachment system, like the plastic rail on the side as a new mechanism, which is magnetic and attaches to the side of the console. The side of the console itself also has a new sort of magnetic sort of a new connector sticking out, and the same backdrop with the same matching color of the Joy-Con. The kickstand is all new. It's U-shaped, and it almost folds all the way down, sort of like in tabletop, sort of like in tablet mode, almost. Kind of reminds me of a Microsoft Surface, how you can sort of fold it almost all the way down, which is interesting because the other feature that have been heavily rumored in the past couple of weeks, so-called mouse mode for the Joy-Cons, seems to be something that also Nintendo is suggesting. They're showing both Joy-Cons gliding across the surface with the This is something that I saw on Reddit.
Yes, the lanyard.
The lanyard looks like a mouse tail, an actual mouse tail. So that was funny. And what else? There's a new USB-C port at the top.
Yep. And
they showed what appears to be a new Mario Kart game for like 30 seconds.
Yes.
And we will know more on April 2nd. That's essentially.
Yeah, those are the basics. I think with the thumbsticks, the colored surround of the thumbsticks is a little different than the existing Joy-Con. It looks to me like it was raised a little bit. I assume that these are going to be a little bit bigger than the existing Joy-Con thumbsticks, but it's hard to tell exactly how much bigger that would be.
Yeah, those read to me more as Hall effect sticks. I don't have any controls with Hall effect sticks right in front of me, but I find that most of the controllers that have Hall effect sticks have more of kind of like a domed connector there.
Right.
Which would then alleviate the Joy-Con drift problem that, plagued the first Switch.
Probably.
Which would be nice. I would love that.
Probably. Another thing that had been rumored before, which they got half correct, I would say. The rumors were suggesting that this Switch was going to have a C button underneath. What's on the right side of the Joy-Con? Home?
Yeah, there's the home button right now. Yeah, on the right side. On the left side is the share button. But on the right side of the new Joy-Con, there's a new button underneath the home button that in some of the leaked renders had a little C icon on that button. And in this trailer, it doesn't have a C anymore, which I find very interesting. Are they withholding the C button because they don't want to, I guess, give away that there's a C on it and what that could possibly mean? Or do they just get rid of that glyph entirely and that's just another button? I think it'd be weird to have a button with no glyph on it. My other completely bizarre take on this is that it's similar to the touchpad on the Lenovo V2.
Yeah, that's what I was
going to say.
And that's the reason why it might not have any kind of marking on it. If it's a touchpad,
exactly.
That's what I was thinking it might be. But
that's an awfully small touchpad, though.
Oh, it is. It is. There are some devices out there with really tiny touchpads, but that does seem awfully small.
But here's an idea. What if it's a fingerprint sensor?
That'd be interesting.
That would, for purchasing stuff, maybe like a passkey
maybe,
type thing.
I don't know for some weird gimmick.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the other potential weird gimmick, Federico, that we should talk about is that closing shot of the Joy-Con at an angle. It's pulled to the side with a gap at the top. And you and I were talking about this a little bit before we started recording, and thinking maybe that is it's hinting at some sort of gesture, some sort of new gesture where you can use the magnets detaching. There might be, whether it's a proximity sensor or whether it's a contact thing with the magnets, pulling them away and then putting them back together does something in the games as like a gameplay device.
So here's why I was thinking this. So it could be a stylistic choice. Like you just want to show off
the fact that
the
it's
new
magnetic
side. The fact that it's magnetic and the colorful side, it's a pretty telltale sign that you're looking at a Nintendo Switch 2.
Right.
But I'm just saying that I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to come up with a weird gimmick where you're using the magnets to determine the proximity, or to determine, like, to have some mechanic in which you're pulling away and attaching back in. I don't know, like some kind of a special move in a Mario Kart, or some kind of new special move in a Mario game. Like, I just think it's interesting.
It's how you drift or something.
Well, I hope that's not how you drift, because you're basically doing that all the time.
I know.
But I don't know. I just think it's interesting that it's so prominent. Like, even if you go to Nintendo.com, and I'll get to the website in a second because there's more. I just think it's interesting that at the end of the trailer, you go to the website, it's the hero image for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's that controller with the right controller sort of being half detached from the accessory. I don't know.
This is my biggest concern about, or was my biggest concern about the leaks, is a lot of the renders of the new Joy-Con, and now confirmed, is there's a pretty big button on the back that's supposed to be the one that you use to magnetically detach and attach the Joy-Cons. And they feel so close to the actual trigger buttons themselves, like the shoulder buttons, that I worry that it'll be really easy to accidentally detach them. But if that's supposed to be a gameplay mechanic, then I guess it would make sense to have them in
close
that
to the
exact
triggers.
spot.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, I will say, as somebody who I have the OLED Switch, and the Joy-Con rails are failing. So sometimes while I'm playing in handheld mode, like the Joy-Cons will just kind of slip out a little bit.
Yeah.
Horribly
yes, oh my God,
uncomfortable.
all the time.
Horribly uncomfortable gameplay experience.
Yes.
And I can't imagine needing to get a really firm grip on one side so I could like strategically detach a Joy-Con. That feels like a nightmare.
Yeah, it does seem odd to me. But who knows? Who knows?
What do we think, gang, about mouse mode?
Obsessed.
Do we think they are hinting at that? Right?
Mario Paint's coming back. That's what it's going to be.
Mario Paint.
That'll be a launch title, maybe.
I think one of the things that was really specifically interesting about the way they showed it off too is that, so on the Nintendo Switch, the original version, when you get a Nintendo Switch or Joy-Cons, it comes with the little connectors, right, that have the lanyard on them, which adds the shoulder buttons and stuff, so you can use it as a standalone controller. On this thing, it seems like that attachment is actually like a rubber-footed attachment, so you can just kind of like slam the Joy-Con in and then use it as a mouse, so it just kind of like glides along a surface easier. That looks great. Like, it looks really cool. It's a little weird like plastic thing with a hole in it, so it can fit the Joy-Con. But I think it looks awesome. I think, and I'll shout out to my co-host at Into the Aether, Steven, who posted about this on Blue Sky earlier, but he was like, so many indie games just come out for Steam on PC and for Switch,
Yes.
it makes a lot of sense to open the floodgates to even more games that are more mouse specific.
Yeah.
Also, like Civilization 7 comes out this year. That's going to be a big deal. Having a better way of controlling that game via the Nintendo
That's another
Switch,
great point. Yeah, those are both great points.
And I think it also makes sense if you're finally actually working with Microsoft to get some of their properties on a Nintendo Switch, like Halo, or if you're working with Microsoft to get Game Pass, for example, or cloud streaming on a Nintendo Switch, which is an insane thing to consider. But hey, I think it's actually happening.
Federico,
Wait for the "This is an Xbox" commercial.
This is an Xbox, and it's
It's the Nintendo Switch too.
Well, with that tablet mode, maybe we'll even get Office 365, right? I mean, we get it down in tablet mode. You got your mouse, and you get a little keyboard, and you can write your.
Remember the GameCube keyboard?
Yes.
There was like a GameCube keyboard accessory with like
it was a whole controller. It was like one half was one half
incredible.
of the GameCube controller, and the other half, and there's a keyboard.
John,
now.
you gotta find a picture of that thing and
It's
put
amazing.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
So in any case, let's get to two more things I want to discuss. First one, there's a slide at the end of the video that says Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be compatible with Nintendo Switch 1 games, but some of them will not be compatible.
Yes.
Interesting, first of all.
Yeah, I think this is a Joy-Con thing. I think it's going to be a hardware compatibility issue with some sensor that's in the Joy-Con, whether it's, it may just be something like a different rumble engine that doesn't work from one generation to the other or something like that.
What was it? HD Rumble?
HD Rumble, right. Maybe HD Rumble is going away. I don't know. You won't be able to fill a glass of water with your Switch anymore like you did in those original demos.
Were there any actual exclusive games that only oh my god. Yes.
Oh, there you are.
Brendon is right. Brendon is showing off the accessory for what's it called?
Ring Fit Adventure.
Ring Fit Adventure.
Yes. So the Ring Fit Adventure connector is specifically a Joy-Con rail that fits what I would assume is only the original Joy-Con. So I imagine this is one of the games they're talking about, and the other one that I'm really thinking about as well is Nintendo Labo, which was their kind of Google Cardboard thing that they were doing, which also had a bunch of accessories that were specifically form-fitted for the original Joy-Con, and I feel like that
makes sense.
Realistically what they're talking about. I'd be curious if there are more exceptions. So, when we jumped from the PS4 to the PS5 is backwards compatible with PS4 games, but there were 15 or 16 games total that weren't. Right. And it was totally random. It was just very strange what games weren't compatible with the PS5. I think this is, as John was saying, more of a hardware thing, but I'd be curious to see if there's anything else that's not those two properties in particular.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's got to be some previously Joy-Con specific attachments, which would seem to indicate that the original Joy-Cons may not be compatible with the Switch 2.
I wouldn't think they would be, since the screen's going to be bigger. I don't think you could get them on there.
Yeah.
Right.
But not
you mean separately?
Not even wirelessly, I guess.
Right.
Well, yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Interesting.
Hard to know.
Still from the video, they showed off what appears to be a new Mario Kart.
So happy.
Looks great. I think it's a fantastic idea to have a Mario Kart as the launch title of the new Nintendo Switch. I was sort of browsing around, immediately coming across some fun theories from Reddit specifically. First of all, shout out to the Nintendo Switch 2 subreddit. Those folks, they have been losing their minds.
Yeah, and now they're losing them even more.
Weeks.
Yeah,
so funny.
It's been incredible. It's been incredible to watch. So shout out to them for surviving and enduring, I guess. I saw some details from the new Mario Kart. Obviously, you're gonna have karts, motorbikes, quads. I saw. Some people pointed out that in the overhead shot that shows the starting line, you can see the spots for 24 players. Interesting. So 24 players. Some other people are theorizing, judging from the design of this course, which John noted, it's called the Mario Bros. Circuit.
Right.
It's sort of like a desert-themed, what appears to be a new course. I don't think it's an existing course in any previous Mario Kart game.
It's very Route 66 inspired, it looks like.
Yeah. In fact, funny that you mentioned that, Brendon, because some people are theorizing based on the lack of barricades and the lack of sort of obstacles,
I love this.
that the gimmick of this Mario Kart may be a couple of things: off-road or a more sort of open world kind of design. Like
off-roading
going
would be open
off.
Closer
also,
to like a Forza Horizon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some
that's an
people
interesting idea.
are already theorizing that. Also, Donkey Kong as the movie design,
which I love actually. I think he looks awesome. Yeah.
I
did also see. Did you see that post where the person was like, "I think I'm losing my mind, but these pink pixels in the background look like Birdo."
It's
really
yes, I saw that. And someone else thinks that they can also see Pauline, which will make sense.
Yeah.
So that's Mario Kart 9. But now let's get to the thing that I think all the three of us we were not expecting at all, which is the Nintendo Switch 2 experience.
Yes.
Nintendo is going on a world tour. They are going to open up a lottery where anybody can register with a Nintendo account to get a ticket to attend special showcases all around the world to try the Nintendo Switch 2 in person before it launches. Well, supposedly, and this is my speculation.
I know where you're going, and I agree with you already. Yes.
There's gonna be a bunch of cities. It appears, Brendon, that New York is gonna be the first city to get a Nintendo Switch 2 experience on April 4. That is 2 days after the Nintendo Direct. Then they're going to Dallas. They're going to Los Angeles. They're also coming to Italy. They're coming to Milan at the end of April 25 to
London,
April 27.
London, and a bunch of other
They're
places.
Be London, Paris, Berlin. They're going on a global tour, ending. This is what I'm getting to. Ending in Seoul, in Korea, I believe, on June 1st. So my theory is that whenever the Switch 2 launches, it's gonna be after June 1st.
Yes. Yeah. I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think leaning into the summer, early summer with the Switch 2, so they're like what would have been an E3 Nintendo Direct in the kind of midsummer is just focused on software, I think makes a lot of sense. Like, here's all the stuff that's coming towards the end of the year, and then maybe even beginning of Q1 in 26. So what I'm imagining is the Nintendo Direct in April will be something closer to we're actually going to show you what the UI looks like, the software, and we'll have like one or two of the launch titles to kind of like, wet your whistle, and then showcase the actual device itself in person, and then a Nintendo Direct that is just software related after launch.
Yeah.
When do you think we'll hear more about the hardware?
Oh, I think it's gonna be the Direct.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be April.
They're not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
If anything, will leak in the meantime. This is the thing that I keep thinking about today. It's funny because like, despite the announcement, there's still potential for leakers to continue whatever.
Oh, sure.
Do because
There's
Nintendo,
a lot of
Nintendo
unknowns.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's the software. I don't think that's ever gonna leak from inside Nintendo.
Right.
Right, because even like the production units won't have the software flashed onto it until way later anyway in the process, right? It's like basically the end of the process. One interesting thing I saw, I think a report from Bloomberg already that came out right after the announcement, which is that Nintendo is spinning up all of their production facilities and has pushed this out far enough that they're going to try and have 20 million units ready to go for launch.
Wow.
Which is 5 million more units than they sold in the first year of the original Nintendo Switch, which is pretty wild. But also, if you're making 20 million units between now and June, hypothetically, a lot of fodder for leaks to happen.
Oh, sure. Yeah, a few of those fall off the back of a truck and end up in some YouTube video from a guy in Russia or something like that.
It's like the guy in Russia who bought a MacBook Pro.
Right, exactly.
Before they were announced. So I don't know, just sort of gauging, how do we feel about this? Like, excited, disappointed? I'm over the moon personally. Like, the fact that a Nintendo Switch 2 is happening, like,
I'm super excited, but at the same time, I was kind of hoping I'd have this in my hands by March. So That's a mild disappointment, but I'm really excited. And I think the idea of trying to get a ticket to go see this thing in April in New York is amazing. I can't wait to do that. I think that these tickets are going to be some of the hardest tickets to possibly get in 2025, but I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
I'm going to
give it a try.
Yeah.
We all are. So registration, I think for me, opens tomorrow. I think for everybody.
Yeah,
I think
tomorrow.
Worldwide,
yeah.
Runs for about 9 days or so until January 26th, and you just need a free Nintendo account, and you got to be a resident of the country where you want to attend the Nintendo Switch 2 experience.
I'm feeling great about today's announcement. I think the thing that I'm most excited about, honestly, is developers can announce that they have games coming for the Nintendo Switch 2 now. You know, they might not be able to. They might not be allowed to put dates on when that Nintendo Switch 2 version comes out, but you know, this is kind of a thing that happened in between the announcement and the release of the original Nintendo Switch. Was like, this is coming for the Nintendo Switch, and it'll just be nice to know what the kind of launch window is going to look like as that firms up a little bit more.
Yeah, unlike the first time, today there's no Skyrim moment.
Something that there wasn't.
There wasn't really a reel of multiple games on the Switch 2, just the one game, Mario Kart.
Which all lines up with that leak from that Nate the Hate guy. I mean,
Nate the Hate was right, and also shout out to Next Handheld, the other person who actually showed what is now, in hindsight, it was a real Nintendo Switch 2. Although that leak, it was entirely black. The sides of that Switch 2 in the Next Handheld leak, they were not colored.
Yeah,
they were all black. So here's another speculation. Maybe there's multiple colorways, as the industry likes to call them now. Maybe there's multiple colors coming out. Maybe I saw another theory. We still don't know if this is gonna be OLED or LCD. Someone on Reddit is theorizing that they are seeing two different types of bezels in the video. Therefore, maybe Nintendo will offer an OLED version and an LCD version, which
maybe
I'd be into that.
That video was all renders, though, wasn't it? I mean,
that feels more complex than Nintendo usually gets with this kind of stuff.
It does feel more complex.
But I mean, if they can make another $100 to $150 selling an OLED version, and they have this much time to produce them,
would they prefer to get $150 more now, or $400 more in 3 years?
Yes,
right, when everyone upgrades. Exactly.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
That's basically all we have today for the Switch 2.
It's exciting. So I think
it's exciting.
I mean, you know, you guys are more living the Apple world than I am, but I feel like it's very easy to have the amount of leaks about a thing just kind of suck all the oxygen out of your excitement. And it's nice to have followed the Switch 2 leaks for like years at this point and have the announcement happen and still walk away being like, yeah, that was sick. I'm excited.
Yeah,
and I know why. And I think I agree, and I know why, because with this product, sure, it's not surprising if you just go by the leaks, but to have the confirmation of some features like the mouse mode, not a confirmation, but like a heavy suggestion, that's still exciting. And also, here, there's still the games that are still to come.
Right.
When you see an iPhone, you already know the operating system in June. You already know that the next iPhone is going to run that operating system. So that when you see the render of an iPhone, you pretty much know, that's... And sure, maybe like, for example, the iPhone 16, we didn't know what camera control was gonna look like or was gonna work, but we had an inkling, a pretty correct inkling of what it was gonna do. Here, with the Switch 2, sure, the hardware we pretty much knew, but there's still a whole collection of games that we have no idea about, and that still makes it so exciting.
Yeah, and teasing Mario Kart is just the perfect tease, because it's just enough to remind people of that exact thing, that there's a whole software story to come, and people have been dying for another Mario Kart, which is, I think, isn't that the -- selling game on the Switch? It's one, it's the
one of the
biggest
best selling games of all time at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the point. I think, John, I think you're totally right about that. And also, like, we don't know, does the dock upscale when you plug it in still? Are we going to be getting performance improvements on old games? They said that things are backwards compatible, but like, will they also look better? A lot left to come, which is exciting.
Yeah, what are they going to do with
great.
that second USB-C port? I mean, are there going to be any accessories that take advantage of it? There are a lot of things that could come out.
Yeah, can you plug it into the Asus XG Mobile ROG 2025 with a
I'm betting
5090
no.
graphics card?
I'm betting no.
Why give me a mouse if I can't game?
If they do eGPU support on a Nintendo Switch,
You'll eat your hat.
I will get a Nintendo Switch tattooed somewhere. Okay.
I love that.
Perfect.
The original or
Perfect.
the second one?
The second one.
Great.
You know, why not?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Good.
Cool. Yeah. Oh my God, can you imagine if they do it? I gotta have a Nintendo Switch tattoo somewhere. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
What we have to do.
Thanks for joining us for our speculation here on NPC, Next Portable
Yes.
Console. You can, of course, find us on the internet. Federico and I are at macstories.net. Brendon is at wavelinks.online. We will be recording a regular episode very soon, so stay tuned for the next episode of NPC. Look at that. We've got Brendon teasing things right there. It's a me-you flip. So we'll
Coming
be talking
soon,
about
baby.
that soon. All right. Talk to you later, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Soon.